Hi, first graders. If you want to make yourself a little mini tide pool, we've given you a big blue piece of paper, and we gave you a brown piece of paper, which would be better, but I don't have a brown piece of paper at my house. So I'm going to use yellow because that's what I have. So what you're going to do is with your brown paper, you're going to build sort of the rocks, like the rocks that would be along the edge of the paper. So I'm going to do something like, I'm just going to sort of make it like bumpy like a rock would be, right? Make it this way. And then you can glue it down like that. That's one side of the rocks, because tide pools have lots of little pools, right? That's why they're called tide pools. They have little pools of rocks. So they're rocks, some rocks will go higher than others and some go lower. And then the animals all live in the different areas. And there are different zones in a tide pool. You have the high zone where like seagulls will live, and some of the animals that it's okay if they get dry, because up here, obviously at the top of the rocks where the water, if the water comes up to about here, and this is all sky maybe, some of the parts of the tide pool, they get really, really dry. So you need to consider that. So maybe you want to do something like this on this side. You can get kind of tricky if you want. You could even put like little pools within this pool. You could take your paper and make little rocks. You could cut out little rocks and make it look really clever. You could even make it kind of three-dimensional. By taking these rocks, you could add a little, make it kind of do a little fold like that and glue it. And it could kind of come up if you want it to kind of come up like a real rock would. And again, your paper's brown, so it'll look more like a rock than mine. I got my yellow paper, so it's not quite as rock-like. So have fun with this. You can really kind of make a cool little design. And then, if you've made your animals, you can now start to put your animals into your tide pool. So maybe you want to put your sculpin down at the bottom, because remember, they hang out at the bottom so that they're not in the waves, and they camouflage themselves in the sand. And then maybe you want to take your mussel and hang it off of one of the rocks here. And you could get really clever. And if the glue might not work perfectly, you might want to use tape for a lot of these. I think I'm going to switch to tape, to tell you the truth. Then you could put your limpet on the rocks, and you can attach all your little creatures to your little tide pool. And then you have a little mini tide pool at your house that you get to enjoy. And you can do some more research about tide pools if you want to. And you can teach people. Maybe you can email your aunts or uncles or grandparents or someone and teach them all about the tide pools you learned about and how they work, because I bet they're going to be interested, because, you know, adults don't know a lot of this stuff. You guys are learning information that a lot of people don't know. So it's big stuff. It's exciting. You can attach your barnacle up there, wherever you want to put it, okay? I think that's all of our creatures. So you get to make your own little tide pool. I hope you have fun with this. And when you finish, send me a picture, because I want to see what your little, how it turns out, how you ended up doing it, okay? Because everyone's going to have a slight different take on it. All right. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.